Well, John, I would say that the biggest challenge facing us in the realm of technology is getting our professionals to adopt the technological changes and the new technologies that we acquire within the firm, getting our fee earners, our lawyers, to integrate the use of those into their daily lives is probably the biggest challenge. The other thing I would say, I think, is that it's really important these days for law firms to be as efficient as possible in providing services to our clients, and therefore project management skills and project management technology is increasingly important, and training lawyers to acquire and properly deploy those project management skills is really important and quite a big challenge.
My biggest technology challenge at the moment is managing data growth. The whole big data thing is having a huge impact with just seeing growth of data everywhere, and what do I do with all this?
So one of the biggest challenges currently is looking at how we deliver both efficiency and excellence across all of our legal processes, across the entire firm, and how we use information technology to either deliver information, reports, finance or knowledge, or actually using workflow tools to help the lawyer with that efficiency and excellence challenge that we've got.
Yeah, I think in terms of the biggest technology challenge, I'd have to say it's reducing complexity in terms of just making the complex simple and making it understandable and discernible for people in the firm. In terms of both the infrastructure side of things, that could be with people, it could be with process, it could be the technology itself, but I think reducing complexity clearly is something I find to be quite challenging.
Well, I know this because I asked my IT department. The ones occupying their mind at the moment most are the storage and security of data. The volume of data is growing exponentially, and where you put it and how you keep it is an issue. In the more medium and longer term, I suppose the strategic issue is how you harness technology to try and get us from where we are now to a slightly different model in the way in which we produce legal services, which is going to save money for us and cost the client less. So it's what efficiency can we harness from technology over the next few years? We need the IT people to tell us that.
I think that cloud technology offers the greatest opportunity as well as challenges for law firms, which is why at Lexicon we have rewritten our solution from the ground up to take advantage of it. Also, we are maintaining our focus on customer care, and a challenge to us is making sure that we continue to do so to the highest possible standards.
And so I think what will happen is that the role of the cerebral lawyer will remain, and that ability to absolutely think outside the box, and of course the role of the lawmaker will remain, because new laws will have to come along to deal with the changing business practices, just as we now have cyber laws, which 30 years ago nobody thought we were going to need. But I think the biggest change will be that there will be fewer but perhaps more intellectual lawyers rather than practitioners.
The biggest impact on technology for the next 10 years is definitely going to be the data issue again, because we're gathering more and more and more information. I mean, I've been in legal IT for over 20 years, and, we used to have gigabytes. We've now got terabytes, and all this information needs to be put somewhere, and something needs to be done with it. We need some really good output. So in 10 years' time, in the next 10 years, I think we'll have more sophisticated engines that trawl this stuff, and I think that the output will be very telling of what the lawyers are doing on a day-to-day basis.
I think I'm going to go slightly off-piste with this answer, because I have been thinking about this, and I think it's much more about how the impact of technology generally on changing the markets that we all work in. So, for example, driverless cars that are being designed to have less accidents. All of a sudden you take out a whole swathe of your revenue generation if a lot of your revenue comes from motor claims, for example. So I think the broader technology environment will have some quite far-reaching repercussions for the legal profession that I think we haven't even really thought about yet.
I think it's got to be, for me, the biggest technology impact on the legal sector has got to be digital. Be it big data, which is obviously going to affect our AMI and the quality of AMI, and intelligence that we can give our customers, to social media, marketing, that sort of thing. Cloud technologies, which I'm a huge fan of. Anything like that is just going to be the future. Mobility as well, everything around mobility and working globally, which that will help support.
We've used technology for the last 30 years to tinker away at the edges of improving the processes of what law firms do. A lot of time and effort has been expended into changing administrative type processes. Processes are easy to change: opening a matter, sending a bill. The biggest area of unexamined waste is in the actual process of legal service delivery at the coalface, directly with the client. We haven't really looked at that, and there's a fantastic resistance to changing that because the lawyers have been doing it in a certain way forever. But there are new entrants to the profession who don't care that we've always done it this way. They're not even managed by lawyers. They're managed by professional managers, investment capital. They hire lawyers specifically to do a job and to do what they're told. So they can institute new, very efficient, high-quality processes ab initio without having to deal with changing people's ideas of how it's always been done. Now, that's going to have an impact on the economics of legal service delivery. It's going to have an impact on the quality of service that the client sees, and I believe that means that now is the time to really examine the fundamental process of delivering legal services to clients, applying technology to that and reinventing it.